I'm Rob from Rob's Running. Hope you're doing well, staying safe, training hard. It's quite early today, just gone 6 o'clock, and so got a bit of sleep in my eye still. But we're off out to do a 7-mile training run, and we are doing our first run in the Under Armour Infinite 4. It's my first time running in an Under Armour shoe. It's not something that I've ever really looked into before, running in their shoes. Sticking to the the brands that I think know a bit better, with Saucony and Salomon and those types of brands. But I thought, why not give them a go? Lots of marketing around the Under Armour shoes, particularly with the fact that they are in collaboration with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. So he's got his Project Rock shoes. So yeah, thought I might as well give them a go, see what the hype's about, and let's see if they perform as well as their marketing suggests they should. So I'm going to crack on, get the 7 miles done, and then after that we'll get back to the studio and go through a little bit more about this shoe. Speak to you soon.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Right, we've just ticked over 3.2 miles. And impressions so far of the Under Armour Infinite 4 are it's quite a stiff ride, I'd say, in the shoe. Maybe not stiff but firm. So there's no, I was expecting like a bounce, and it has softened up a little bit in 3 miles, but it's quite firm underfoot, and I'm used to running in stability shoes, so for me to say it's firm under the foot means that it is. The upper, so far so good, really comfortable. Good space in the upper as well, so no issues there. And the grip's been very, very good, and I thought it would, looking at the outsole. It's quite a chunky outsole for a road shoe, in my opinion. We'll go through that a bit more when we get back to the studio. But yeah, we've got a section coming up now where I can look to put some speed in the shoe, so I'll try and up the tempo a little bit, and then yeah, let you know how that goes when we catch up next. So see you in a bit. Okay, we're pushing the pace for the second time now. Did a first stint, and now doing a second one. Had a little recovery in between, but I'm not getting anything back from the shoe. I'm expecting some energy return there, and I'm not getting that. But we'll keep going to the end of this road, see if we can get something out of it, and I'll catch up with you after. See you soon. Okay, so well, that wasn't a very successful tempo session. Let that bike go past. Yeah, wasn't the best tempo session I've done, or section should I say, in a run. I just felt like the shoe was not offering me anything. When I'm plodding along like this, It's fine, it's okay. Not really setting the world alight. And as I said before, not the most cushioned shoe in the world. Quite firm. So yeah, and then when we went through the couple of tempo sections just there, I was just not getting anything back from the shoe. So yeah, that's a shame. This shoe obviously is not designed for quick workouts. But we'll push on. We'll get back to the studio and then we'll go through the shoe in a bit more detail. See you soon.
Say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
Okay, so that's the run done for today, and we'll go through the breakdown of the shoe once we get back inside. Have a shower, obviously, get changed. Pretty sweaty out here, even though the weather's quite cool today. So yeah, and then we'll break down the shoe, as I said, and give you some facts and figures as well. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, okay, we're back and showered now, feeling a lot fresher, and yeah, ready to talk a little bit more about this shoe. So before we go into what I thought about the shoe, and you might have a good idea already based upon the comments on my first run there, let's go through some of the facts and figures and specs, etc. From Under Armour, and then we'll come back and break down the shoe in more detail, and then I'll go through exactly what I thought about it. So the Under Armour Hover Infinite 4 comes in at a price of £115, which is pretty fair, I guess, for a road running shoe these days. So the price is pretty good. In a 10.5, that's what I run the shoe. It comes in at 343 grams, so not the lightest shoe in the world, but probably not the heaviest as well. It's available in lots of colours, and I'll put those on the screen in a moment. And the one I have here, which I was running in, is in Bolt Red. And we'll come back to looks and things at the moment, but it's quite a bright shoe, and I like bright colours for my shoes, so no problem at all. There's an 8mm offset on the shoe, but there are very little stats on the heel depth and toe depth, so I can't tell you what they are, but it's an 8mm offset. So if we just go through what Under Armour said about the shoe. So they said, we kept the reliable, smooth, secure feel of the Infinite that you love, but we simplified the upper, flipped the hover cushioning, and rethought the sole, giving you a lighter, softer, and more durable everyday running shoe. The shoe is aimed at neutral runners, for runners that need balance of flexibility and cushioning. The features that Under Armour state on their website are lightweight, breathable, engineered mesh, 3D molded sock liner to cradle your foot for enhanced stepping comfort, responsive UA hover cushioning reduces impact, returns energy, and helps propel you forward, apparently. Anatomically placed deep flex grooves offer proper flexibility in key areas, and carbon rubber pods under the heel deliver great traction and durability at high impact strike zones. So there you have it, that's what they say the shoe should do. So let's go through the shoe now in a bit more detail, and let's see what we think. So start the upper. I do agree with them that the lightweight upper is breathable. So this engineered mesh, you can see that there. is very, very thin, very airy. I had no issues with my feet getting hot over the 7 miles that I did. Obviously it's not very far, but there's not a lot to the upper. It's very, very thin, but it was breathable, and it has been quite comfortable actually. There is some welded overlays in certain areas to give a little bit of durability, like a speckled effect here, and around the side you'll see some overlays around there and the back of the shoe. The heel cup itself is quite structured, that's good. You've got a little bit of fluorescent logos here and some other bits and pieces on the shoe, fluorescent showing the dark, but to be honest with you, when the car lights light this shoe up, you're going to be seen, so no problems with running in the dark. The lacing system's quite disappointing. It's a very, very standard lacing system, nothing special about it at all. The way that the lacing loops go, that's okay, that does seem to hold your foot quite well, but there is, in my opinion, way too much padding in this shoe. The tongue is super thick, there's a lot of padding around the heel cup. I think there's too much really to get a decent lockdown. I was okay, but I've got wide feet, so if somebody had a more narrower foot, I think you might struggle to get a decent lockdown in this shoe. It says here that there's a sock liner in it. I can't find one. This is a standard tongue, it's not even gusseted. It moves around. They have put these loops in the tongue to try and stabilise it, but yeah, it's not the best design in the world. Okay, I'm going to skip the midsole for a minute. I'm going to go straight to the sole of the shoe first, and then I'll come back to the midsole. So the sole of the shoe is quite chunky, especially for a road shoe. You can see that these lugs here are quite deep for a road shoe, and it is definitely a road shoe, I checked. It does offer great traction, totally. No issues with traction at all when I was running. Absolutely fine. It says that there is carbon in these pods. They're calling them pods across the bottom of the shoe. I'd say it's probably making the shoe more durable, so I would agree with that. And I said the grip's fine. It also says that the grooves here are being cut to offer flexibility. This is not a flexible shoe, it's stiff, very stiff. I'm not quite sure what they mean about flexibility there. I think their idea of flexibility and mine are different. So yeah, I'm not sure if that works. And then we're going to come to the midsole. Now, let's just go back to what Under Armour said about their midsole. Responsive UA hover cushioning reduces impact, returns energy, and helps propel you forward. Well, if you'd have seen from the clip there of me running, this wasn't offering any of that. When I was running, I just felt like the shoe was ultra firm, just really, really firm. And if you see that there, if I'm pushing into that rubber, there is just hardly any give in that. You know, I can really try and squeeze it, and you just do not get a lot out of it. It's like running, I would have said it's more like running in a trail shoe with, you know, one of those minimalist trail shoes without cushioning. That's how it feels to me. Alright, yes, you don't feel any stones or things on your foot because there's so much density there, but it's solid. When you land your foot, it's pretty solid. You almost might want to run barefoot, really. I got no energy return, no propulsion out of the shoe. In those two sections where I did a quick, I wouldn't say speedy because I'm not speedy, but where I put my foot down and tried to run like 7.5 minute miles as opposed to my normal 8.5, the shoe just gave me nothing back at all. So I'm not sure about this hover compound that they've got here in this midsole, but for me it's not offering anything like what they said. I'd really be interested actually if any of you watching us are running this shoe, what you think about that midsole, and whether you had the same experience as myself, or perhaps you had a better experience and you thought that they carried you along. But for me, no, it just didn't do it at all. You know, when I compare those to the Saucony shoes that I've run in, even when and I run in stability shoes, and stability shoes are naturally, they're more firmer than the standard neutral daily trainers, because they're offering you that stability with the guide rails, etc. in the shoe. But even those are a lot more softer than these, a lot more comfortable to run over distance. This shoe, I couldn't probably run this shoe any more than 10k really. I ran 7 in it and it wasn't a comfortable 7, so if you wanted to do a park run or something in it, you'd get right over that'd be fine. If you wanted to do a 10k in it, you'd just about get away with it as well. But for this to be called your everyday trainer, your daily training shoe, not for me. When I got this shoe, I thought, you had all the marketing and everything, it looked great, and it does look good. So if we just touch on that actually, if you look at the colours and you look at the other colours that they've got, Under Armour do a very good job of making their shoes look good. And there's no doubt about it, this shoe does look good. But it is a big matter of style over substance. Which is what I was a little bit worried about when I got them, and I bought these from my own money myself, £115 as I said, but they were not worth the investment in my view. This is more, to me, feels, this is probably quite a bad thing to say, but it feels like a fashion trainer rather than actually a running shoe. So yeah, as you can probably tell, quite disappointed. I guess looking at the positives of the shoe, the grip is definitely a positive. No issues there, so good traction. The upper is very, very comfortable to be in. It's a comfortable place to be. The fit of the shoe is good. It's true to size. It's good width in the toe box. Very, very comfortable. Not such a good lockdown because I think there's too much cushioning. I was okay, as I said, because I've got a wide foot. But if you've got more of a narrower foot, then I think you'll struggle and you'll get lateral movement. But otherwise, the upper's comfortable, the grip's good. The midsole though, a bit of a downer for me, unfortunately. But hey, you have to try these things, and that's another experience that I've had in a different shoe. So if you've run in this shoe, please let me know. Leave comments in the area below, on YouTube, or send me some message on one of the other social media channels. I'm really happy to hear from you. Be great to see what you think. But yeah, for me, it's quite disappointing. So that's a bit of a shame. I will leave links in the description below for the Infinite 4 shoe in case you want to take a look at it yourself. By all means, maybe purchase a pair, see what you think about them. But yeah, I'll be moving on and trying some other shoes. I mean, if there's any other shoes that you would like me to try and review, please do let me know in the comments below as well. It'd be great to hear from you and see what type of shoes you want me to run in, whether you want road running shoes or trail shoes. We will be looking to get hold of, if possible, some of Kylian Jornet's shoes from his brand Normal. They drop really any time now, between now and November. So I'm keeping a sharp eye out for those, see if I can get hold of a pair. It'd be great to test those out, new brand and everything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we get a pair, and if so, I'll obviously let you know on the channel. We've got some more reviews coming up. Something for those of you, those trail runners in you who are looking to gain some more strength, stability, for a better or more comfortable run on the trails. So obviously strength and conditioning is key to running without injury. and to running better, more efficiently on the trails. So look out for that coming very, very soon. Just finishing that video off. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Train hard, race hard, have fun, and until next time, I'll see you soon.